Well, one company is giving a whole new meaning to the phrase sign on the dotted line. While you may not know its name, employees at 90% of the world's biggest companies have used its products, and 40,000 new users join its network every day.
Let's find out more about this one. Jolyn Kent has it at the Fortune Brainstorm Conference in Aspen, Colorado, with an exclusive. Joe.
Hey, Liz. Hey, Dave. That's right. We have an exclusive interview with the CEO of DocuSign, Keith Krach. Thanks so much for joining us.
Joe, thanks so much for having me.
It is amazing to be here. It's beautiful. And you are also on a deal trail here. You just signed a deal with FedEx that is going to change the way that people send documents. What's happening here?
Well, what's so great about the FedEx relationship is it allows DocuSign to get exposure to all of FedEx customers, and allows us to be able to print out documents at the FedEx office stores and a myriad of other things.
And it's all digital. You start digital, and then what happens?
It's all digital. So, you know, it's just like Rob Carter, their CIO. He goes, what we believe at FedEx is anything that can be automated will be automated. Anything that can be digital will go digital. So to just put two great brands together like that, we really believe it's a 1 + 1 = 3.
It's a huge deal. And another piece of news that just broke this week is Visa is investing in DocuSign.
Yes.
Why are they doing that?
Well, you know, there's a great synergy between the two companies. And just to give a little quote from Ryan McInerney, their 38-year-old president at Visa, he goes, what we have done in the payment world, you have done in the document and the transaction world. He goes, our competition, our enemy is cash. Your enemy is paper.
So that's the goal here, Keith. You want to eliminate paper globally?
That's our mission.
And what's the timeline? What do you think? How long will this take?
Well, you know, we used to say that by the end of the decade, the vast majority of signatures will be electronic. We don't even say that anymore. It's inevitable. What we believe is that all successful organizations by the end of the decade will be completely digital.
And we're talking everything from the Fortune 100 all the way down to these startups that you've been talking to here in Aspen.
Absolutely.
I have to ask you, you have seen Silicon Valley up and down through the 90s, the bust. You were a very successful CEO of a company that went up and down. What do you make of the vast amount of money swirling around here in Aspen and all over Silicon Valley? Are we in a bubble?
Yes. You know, I don't think we're in a bubble. I think the important thing is that when you're building companies, and the beauty about Silicon Valley is you build companies to last. So, for example, Ariba, when we built that in the early 90s, and yes, there were ups and downs, but to this day, over $500 billion worth of commerce go through the Ariba network on an annual basis. 4 million suppliers on that network. That was built to last. The same thing is going on with DocuSign in terms of being the global standard in digital transaction management. So we are investing heavily. We see this category of digital transaction management as perhaps one of the largest opportunities to come around in a long, long time.
So shortly, you just say not a bubble. Things are growing fast across all sectors, would you say?
Well, you know, some are a little bit up and down. A lot of the SaaS companies have been affected in the short term, but you know that happens. And you know the way I look at it, you know, I'm not a financial analyst. I'm just a businessman. We focus on the customers and let the market take care of itself.
Well, Keith Krach, CEO of DocuSign, thank you so much. Very valuable insight, Liz, that you can only get here in Aspen and here on Fox Business. Back to you guys.
You've been rocking it out there, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Keith, thank you as well.